Hey guys, it's me, Kara, also known here on YouTube as Saiyana Brief. Doing another Saiyana Speaks or whatever I decided to call the first video thing here. Bear with me again, this one isn't overly planned, but I also have a very messy background tonight. Wow. Let's just move that way. So yeah, this wasn't tremendously planned, but I just kind of figured, hey, I showered today, I got dressed today, I ended up not going anywhere today, and then I just kind of had like a bunch of stuff hit my brain, and I feel like it's worth sharing with the masses of the world. So that's what I'm doing. Hopefully I can get this done before my food gets done. But yeah, so if you've been kind of keeping up with my Twitter a little bit, like I just got hit with like really hard news last night. Last week I was kind of struggling through some stuff too. And I don't know, maybe like everything fell through of me going out and seeing my friends for the first time in like a month tonight. So I could be at my apartment and I could watch America's Got Talent and I could be hit with this kind of revelation that I had. And I think it kind of goes with kind of my last video a little bit too. Basically, the revelation that hit me was like, I'm watching America's Got Talent. It was actually one of the magicians performing. And like a lot of these guys tonight have discussed, they were expected to do this and they went to college and they dropped out of college to pursue their dream. Like actually they were both of the magicians. The first magician, he does sleight of hand stuff, so like really close up things. And he was going for classical piano out of all things, kind of a little Sean Schimmelish thing there. Um, and he ended up getting carpal tunnel in both of his hands, so he had to decide between piano and magic, and his passion more was magic, so he went with that. And there's my alarm for my food being done. All right. And then the second guy, kind of same thing. He was expected to go to college, go into the family business, and instead he picked magic. And he also actually dropped out of college. Just kind of watching that and some of these other people perform and stuff, and like how much they believe they're meant to do what their passion is, and how they're trying to follow it and make it's their dream, and they were trying to make it their career and everything. And it dawned on me, like, maybe I'm one of these people who aren't meant. Dang it, how did I word this? I worded it really, really well on Facebook. How did I word it? I'm a writer, and yet I can't think of this right now. Come on, Facebook, do the thing. Touch. I actually think I might be wearing the exact same shirt I'm wearing in my Facebook profile picture. That's kind of weird. Come on, a little bit further. There we go. Yeah, my Facebook says I may have made a revelation tonight. Maybe I'm one of those people who aren't meant to have a typical job. That's what I posted. And like what I meant with that was like, maybe as I think I've kind of shared before, like I've gone to college twice. I've done what society tells you to do. I have an English degree. Unfortunately, I graduated the first time from college like May 2009, so like right when the recession was really getting started and stuff. And I actually had a job at a local newspaper back home. I was a reporter, writer. I edited most of my own stuff, as well as photographer for them, and also edited my own pictures. And like not even 6 months before graduation, it was actually December 5th, 2008. I actually remember because I got let go 20 days before Christmas. I got let go because of economic cutbacks. And that's really been like, I did work as an editor for a publishing company. I was supposed to be the editor. The guy usually had me run his personal errands instead, which was really weird. But like otherwise, so pretty much the paper is my only time I've really ever worked with either of my degrees, which is really sad. Like I went back to school a couple of years later because I couldn't find a job in anything, and they guaranteed that public health was a growing field and that was going to be in demand and in growing demand, and that it's always going to be there and you'd be able to find jobs easily. And I don't know anybody who went to NIU when I went to NIU for public health who is working in public health. They might be working with the public. I mean, technically I work with the public. I work at a craft store. But yeah, out of all the people I know who went to school for that, I know one person who's working in the field. I have tried to get jobs, and I've even actually some of the jobs I've interviewed with. I remember one of the last ones, the guy actually asked me, well, why aren't you trying to get a job in your field? And I'm like, I am. Like, you guys are a health network. I'm trying to get hired with you. And what I'm getting a lot of is I have the education, but I don't have the experience, or they want a master's degree versus a bachelor's, but then I'd have even more education and still no, well, I did an internship. That's my experience is the internship. But that hasn't helped me get a job. So it's like it dawned on me tonight, like maybe I'm one of these people, like maybe the world is literally clubbing me over the head with the factor that I have been looking for a job. I mean, technically, I'm going on 10 years from the first time I graduated from college, like next year. It'll be 4 years this December since I got my public health degree. And the fact that I can't find anything with the second degree. I've kind of started to look back with the English field again, but I just don't know what to do. I did actually interview with one of the local Rockford news stations. So that's kind of cool. I mean, it's one of the, like the biggest news stations in Northern Illinois. That's not Chicago. Um, so basically, it's like Quad Cities, and you go up to the Rockford area. Then your next news source is like Madison or something out of Chicago. So that was kind of big, but they didn't hire me. Um, so yeah, like maybe, you don't like to tie this in with kind of the thing from my previous message and to not make this really long because my food is going to start burning here soon. Um, I'm starting to think like maybe like society's just dumb. Like there's really who says you always have to do what society says, who says really what society says is the norm, is what's expected. Like who says you have to do that? I mean, not everybody in the world is meant to be a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher. I mean, I'm one of the first people in my family to not ever go to who's gone to college, I should say. Who's never done it for some sort of teaching. Like my mom is a teacher, my older cousin is a teacher, my sister went to school for she has an associate's with something with early childhood education. My younger cousin on that same side of the family actually she's like a dorm supervisor for school on like a Native American reservation. It's pretty cool. But so in a way she works with kids and she sort of probably teaches and guides and stuff. And I've been told I'm good at it. I've been told I'm a natural at it, but I have no desire to do that for a living. Like I've taught Bible school, I've taught Sunday school, which my mom's done both of those too in the past. Like I've done that. I've done it to a point of volunteering, but I don't want to do it as a career. Um, like I've broken a lot of the social norms in my family. 3 out of my 4 cousins, I should say 2 of my cousins and there's 4 grandkids on one side of the family and 4 grandkids on the other side of the family. So myself and then one of my cousins from each of the family, like we've broken away and kind of moved away from home. Granted, 2 of us live like within around an hour of where we grew up. The cousin in the course of the Native American reservation, of course, lives on a Native American reservation. So she's like way out in Arizona. And of course, well, now I'm looking at moving even farther away from home to try to get to Texas to pursue my dream of working at Funimation as hopefully a writer. Like I said, I would literally scrub toilets for them at this point if it gets me in the door. If it's a full-time job, I would totally do that. I've had a job scrubbing toilets before. I would totally do it again. I mean, I come from nothing. I don't mind doing a scrub job to get into something and become something bigger. And it's kind of interesting too in my family. It's like a youngest child thing, which is actually kind of cool too, because the first, my last name is Brinkmeyer. The first Brinkmeyer in America, thank you very much, came from my direct line. And he, I believe, was the youngest of 3 brothers. Either that or he was the middle of 3 brothers and the youngest one stayed. But I'm pretty sure he was the youngest of the 3 brothers. And he broke out on his own. And then my younger cousin on that side of the family has done that as well. I've kind of done that. And the other side of the family, the youngest cousin also has kind of done that. So it's kind of interesting. But I mean, trying to be less about me and more in general, like, I mean, yeah, guys, don't be afraid to do what you want to do. Screw what society says. I mean, it is definitely a good idea to be able to financially support yourself, but who says you can't financially support yourself doing your dream? I mean, sometimes it's a lot of work to make it happen, and sometimes it's really crazy and out there. I mean, I still haven't told my mom, but I've actually applied with Funimation because I'm really afraid she's gonna like freak out. And I hate to tell her like I'm moving to Texas when I have a job and I'm moving to Texas, but um that's what I'm doing. Um Plus, I'm kind of afraid to really announce it to my family too, because until it's actually happening, because I've done this before and then saying what I was going to do didn't happen. But this time I'm super brown and determined. And I'm actually starting to think too about just expanding into trying to find a full-time job in Texas. I mean, my move is hopefully still going to be funded. So hopefully it just doesn't include having the dream job. Hopefully it just includes getting a job, because if I move down there, maybe the dream job's more possible of happening because I'll be there. But anyways, reeling it back in. Yeah, guy. Yeah, guys. I mean, like I said, we're not all meant to be doctors and lawyers or teachers. I mean, there's got to be the random person who does something else out there. I mean, look at all the people who took a chance. I hate the fact that the only person I can think of right now is Henry Ford, but I mean, he totally revolutionized, well, like the Industrial Revolution. Hello. Steve Jobs, all the stuff he did with Apple and all that stuff. I mean, these people probably out there were these crazy dreams, and people told them, oh, it shouldn't happen. Just go into the family business. Just do this, just do that, just do what's expected of you. Just settle down, get married, have kids. I mean, think about where women would be if some woman never decided, screw having babies, I want to do something else with my life. Um, so yeah, that's just basically what I wanted to say in this one is, I mean, not everybody's meant to have the typical 9 to 5 job. I mean, there's got to be those crazy people out there like me, and hopefully some of you guys, who have different dreams and passions and desires in their life and are willing to do whatever it takes to meet to meet them, to follow them, to make them reality. And man, I really wish there was an America's Got Talent version for like artsy people, because that would be really, really, really cool. I mean, how do you get out there as a writer without, yeah, that's my little trick right now. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. So thanks for watching this. I know I didn't make this known before that it was going to be a live video. I just wanted to record this really, really, really quick. And I look a lot nicer in this not great lighting than I do on my phone right now. So anyways, yeah, thanks for watching this, guys. And seriously, screw society. As long as you're following the laws and you're not like hurting anybody, go for your dreams, make stuff happen. Of course, still take care of yourself. I mean, if you gotta, scrub toilets, if you gotta ring up craft goods, if you gotta have people spitting on your face, if spitting at you, if you gotta, dish out onion rings, and that was a weird connection right there. Go M&M. But yeah, I mean, if you gotta work some scrub job in order to make ends meet while pursuing the dream, go for it. I mean, it's just, I know how rewarding all the shit I've ever gone through is going to be so worth it that day that I'm like, yeah, once that day when somebody's like, hey, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I'm a writer at Funimation. I know it's totally going to be worth it. And so whatever shit you got to go through in order to have your dreams come true, it's going to be totally worth it too, guys. So again, thanks for watching. Take care. And as always, peace.